Amy, could you tell me a little bit about the state of play in the renewables in industry, both internationally and locally?
Sure, John. The state of play of the renewable energy industry, both locally and internationally, is nothing short of thumping. It's really exciting, and you can feel it here today with 5,000 people and an exhibition hall full of the renewable energy and energy efficiency industry shows the momentum that's building. And the other thing that's new in the industry is that renewable energy is cost effective. It's as cheap as any other form of generation. So that's a complete game changer. And we're seeing that transition happening already. So for example, globally last year, more renewable energy was installed than any other fuel type.
There seems to be a bit of a disconnect between national political leadership and community attitudes to renewables.
Yeah. Communities love renewable energy. And in fact, the New South Wales government recently did a survey that showed there's 91% support for renewable energy. I can't think of many other industries where people love it.
And do you think there's does the political leadership doesn't seem to line up with that in terms of some of the policy statements in recent times from Commonwealth?
Well, I think as Andy Vesey from AGL said this morning, that with disruption, it's a mental shift. And we're talking about a new form of energy. It's a fundamental change in the way that our energy is created. The grid is changing, and it's going to take time for people to understand the future.
What do you think about the practicality of having targets to have buildings being net zero energy? Is it feasible, practical?
Yeah, well, the building sector's come a long way, and certainly now with we started off having a rating scheme which drove the efficiency of buildings, and I think in many cases it's actually cost effective for buildings to have zero net emissions, and we're seeing leaders then reap the rewards of showing that innovation. Tenants want that. So if you look at Europe, their buildings are in many cases have zero net emissions. They can lower their energy bills. They're better for the tenants. It makes sense, and I think it definitely is the future of buildings.
A few questions about economics, both on built-in PV in buildings and also batteries. Interested to see where the economics is and where, whether you think that those technologies are going to have a big impact and when.
The economics of renewable energy has changed phenomenally in the last couple of years, and solar's plummeted in costs. So certainly in my time, I would never have predicted that we're now reaching prices of $100 a megawatt hour for large scale PV. For many commercial businesses, it's actually cheaper to generate your energy from the sun for free every day on your roof than it is to buy it from the grid. And businesses realise that. So in New South Wales, we've got about 10,000 businesses that now have PV on their roofs. We only expect that to grow.
What about built-in PV? Are we going to see roofs covered with solar generating tiles?
I really hope so. Built-in PV is a no-brainer, particularly for new buildings. It's an untapped resource that all buildings should start to generate their own energy. Why not?
So look, just to finish off, Amy, if you were Queen of the world, what things would you do to accelerate the penetration of renewables into the marketplace?
Thanks, John. Queen for a day. Where do I start? A few things. I'd straight away start to have better data. We need to measure, monitor and manage our energy use better. At the moment, we only measure it at the transmission system rather than at the home behind the meter. It's an arcane way to manage our system. And if I was running a business, I'd want to be able to know more about what's actually happening. Another thing, we really need to bring on firm renewable energy generation. At the moment, we've got a market mechanism being the RET for the lowest cost. We also have technology that's available, made in Australia, such as bioenergy, solar thermal, even inverters from solar systems and wind systems can provide synchronous generation. I'd also really move towards sharing the benefits of renewables with the local community. So sharing the financial rewards, engaging the communities, the more people that reap the returns, the greater the uptake. And what else? And I'd also really love to create a shared platform where neighbours can share their energy, where we can generate on one roof and consume on the other roof. At the moment, it's a one-way flow. The more that money can be exchanged between consumers, the more efficient and effective the grid is, and the more we can embrace renewable energy.
That's great. Thank you,
Okay.
Queen Amy.
Thank you, John.
Great contribution.
Yeah,
thank you.
you.